Hey, what's up, you guys? It's James Zombie, Chris with Zombie Cigar Review. Today we got something from Cigars Daily called the Box Press Rebellion. So let's take a look at what we'll be smoking.
Box Press Rebellion by Cigars Daily, 6x54 Toro. Wrapper Nicaragua, filler Nicaragua, binder Nicaragua, origin Nicaragua.
Alright, so you can see it's a nice dark wrapper. Cap is a little bit rugged looking, but that's fine. Again, your basic, just like barnyard from the pre-lit, and the smell. It smells pretty good, so you get this cut up and toasted, and we'll start to smoke. To cut this today, we'll be using the Cigar XL cutter. Nice clean cut. Really loose draw. The air is just passing right through. That's pretty good. I'm getting like a little bit of a chocolate. And just like the hay, the basic hay and tobacco. So I'll get this toasted and we'll get started. Alright, so we got our lid. Alright, so on the first draw, I'm getting like a little bit of some leather. And some pepper. A little bit of hay in there. So we'll smoke this down and see what we get. Alright, you guys, so getting into this first third. The burn line is a little bit off. You can see there's a dip right there and a little dip right there. So, I mean, it's a box press. Usually with box press, the burn line is going to be a little bit off. So right now I'm getting a little bit of coffee, a little bit of leather, and there's a little bit of a tinge of spice on the retrohale. So it's not really a pepper though. So I'm gonna keep smoking. I'll come back with any updates. Alright, you guys, so for the first third update, as you can see, the ash is pretty flaky. The burn is okay. I haven't touched it up yet. I'm just letting it try to do its thing. So that tinge on the retrohale is gone. I'm getting more of a coffee, and that leather now is what's being presented at this moment. Nice smoke output. It's a light smoke. It doesn't really coat the palate very well. It's airy. But I'm gonna continue smoking. So far, so good. Pretty decent. So I'll come back with any updates. Really quick update. As you can see, here you go. The burn is definitely a little bit off. It's gonna require a touch up right there. So I'll be touching this up going into the second third. We're just finishing out the first third. So still pretty good. like I said, right now you're getting like that leather and like a dark roast coffee. So I'm gonna continue smoking, and I'll come back with the second cigar. So we're heading into the second third now. I did tap the ash off. It's really a flaky ash, so that's something to be mindful of when you're smoking it. Little pieces are dropping off here and there. Good smoke output still. Right now I'm still getting that leather that's in there. Definitely, it's a definite note that you're going to be getting on this. The leather and a little bit of like a chocolate kind of presented itself, like a chocolate coffee. That little bit of tinge on the retrohale has come back slightly. It's very faint. It's not like a pepper though, so I'm not sure exactly what it is, but there's a small tinge on the retrohale. So I'm gonna continue smoking. I'll come back with any updates. Alright guys, so small update. As you can see, the burn is still a little bit off, so I'm gonna have to touch it up again. Same notes though, leather, some coffee, and there's a slight cedar that has presented itself now at this point. Still really good, pleasant. That tinge is gone again. It comes and goes. Like I said, it's hard to put my finger on what exactly that tinge is. Like I said, it's not a pepper. It's maybe like a paprika almost. Something spicy, but it isn't a pepper. So it's a nice little spice that's faint in the back. This one does have a nice little ghost. I don't know if you can see how the leaves are bunched in there, but it's nice. You can see there's like nice passages for the smoke to pass through. So good construction on the cigar as far as the way it was rolled. With box press cigars, most of the time I've never had a box press where it just burned properly. I've always had to touch them up. That's why I'm not a huge fan of box press cigars, but I definitely wanted to try it. So I'll come back with any updates, and we'll finish this out the second third, guys. So second third update, as you see, the burn is still a little bit off, unfortunately. The ash, like I said, is kind of flaky. It holds on pretty decent though. I just tap it off so that way I don't end up with ash all over myself. So I think it was trying to go out, but still getting that leather. That coffee note has kind of taken a back seat to the cedar now. The cedar has brought itself forward more. And there's like a slight chocolate almost. Pretty decent though. Still enjoying it. Pretty decent smoke. So I'm gonna continue on to the final third and come back with any updates. Alright, so stepping into this final third here. The burn is still a little wonky after numerous touch-ups. It's hard to get a good burn on the box press, like I said. Right now you're still getting that leather. Like I said, the coffee is taking a back seat. You're definitely getting some cedar on there. On the retrohale, that tinge is still faintly there. Smoking pretty good still. The ash is all over the place. like I said. So I'm gonna continue smoking. I'll come back with the final third update. Alright, you guys, so we're here in the final third. The burn right now at the moment is still a little bit off. There's a little island growing right there, a little peninsula. But same notes. Like I said, you're getting that leather. There's that cedar in there. And recently it's starting to dry out my palate a little bit. I think it's trying to go out on me again. You want to make sure that you're taking the amount of draws. Probably try to time them out a little bit. You don't want to draw too much because then you don't want to risk burning and ruining the flavors, making it get too hot. But you want to make sure that it keeps burning. So, but yeah, definitely that cedar, that little bit of tinge is still there on the retro hell. Enjoying it pretty decent so far. This is a budget stick. It's good for what it is so far. So I'll come back with any updates and the final third update, and then final thoughts and all that. Alright, you guys. So the final third update before I do my final thoughts and rating on this. So you're still getting that leather, you're getting that cedar, that little bit of coffee has come back into this at the end of it here. That tinge on the retro hell is pretty much gone at this point. I did have to relight it. It went out on me. It wasn't like a complete relight. It was just needed to give it a little bit of heat. It was starting to cool off, and I've been taking pretty decent draws. Not too many, but I'm trying to keep it going. So this is the Box Press Rebellion by Cigars Daily. I'll come back with my final thoughts and the rating. Alright guys, so for my final thoughts and a rating on the Box Press Rebellion from cigarsdaily.com. For curb appeal, I'm going to give it a half a point. It does not have a band. Most of the budget sticks and bundle cigars that they have at Cigars Daily don't have bands. But the way the cigar looks on its own, it has a nice rustic, rugged look to it. But it wasn't enough to give it a full point. So half a point for curb appeal. For the price, these go for $4.75, which is a pretty good price for a bundle stick. Something that you can just smoke on a daily basis. I'm gonna give it a full point for price. As far as the construction, obviously you guys know when I'm smoking cigars, I don't want to do a lot of maintenance to them. I just want to smoke them. Unfortunately, this one gave me some issues with the burn line and everything. I usually have that issue with box press cigars. I don't know if anyone else has an issue, but definitely an issue with this one. So unfortunately, half a point for construction. As far as the flavors, I'm gonna give it a full point. You get that leather in there, you get that coffee, the cedar, a little bit of tinge, like a cooking spice of some sort on the retro hell. It's very faint though, it's not a strong spice on the retro hell. So for flavor, full point. But overall experience, I did enjoy it. The flavors were pretty decent. So for that, I'm gonna give it a half point. Like I said, the construction is what mainly took away from the overall experience of this. So that gives this a 3.5, which is pretty average. So I mean, definitely check them out if you want to try them at cigarsdaily.com. Like I said, they sell them in bundles. So that was the Cigars Daily. So thank you guys. That concludes the Box Press Rebellion review. Please don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to comment. And I'll get to your comments as soon as I possibly can. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to watch these reviews. Don't forget to hit the notification too, so that way you can get notifications whenever I put up new content. Thank you guys again for rocking with me.